It's certainly been a challenging, year for the town of Superior.
Nearly a year after the Marshall Fire, a major milestone in the road to rebuilding.
A lot of work and effort was put in to get us to this point.
We get a first glimpse at the new vision for Superior as leaders prepare for a fresh start.
This is the downtown that Superior has really never had.
Plus, one boy seeking to play volleyball isn't fair play for Denver Public Schools.
He's like, it's wrong. This ain't fair. Like, the girls can play football and I can't play volleyball. Why?
Now his family is suing for discrimination and trying to level the playing field for others.
If you're pushing for equality, it's got to be the same across the board.
Good evening, and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Amy Wattis. For the communities impacted by the Marshall Fire, it's important to celebrate the milestones along the path forward. Today, the town of Superior celebrated with a walking tour of their new downtown area. Denver 7's Russell Haythorne got a firsthand look at the revamped downtown and shares what other Front Range cities can learn moving forward.
This is a roughly 6,000 square foot, 2-story, double height volume space.
In Superior,
That'll be where we congregate.
a vision 2 decades in the making, finally taking shape.
This is a downtown modeled after the downtown we all dream to live in.
Developers with Carmel Partners lead a walking tour through the brand new downtown Superior, which will include walkable residential, retail, and event space in what used to be an open field.
We never really had a downtown with a street called Main Street.
This is certainly a major milestone for the town of Superior, as this walking tour of downtown comes less than a year after the Marshall Fire and on the heels of a new report out just this week detailing lessons learned from that catastrophic fire.
People need to have answers to kind of process all that they've been through.
It's certainly been a challenging, year for the town of Superior.
The report details the new threat of grassland urban interface wildfires. It also highlights the unprecedented wind gusts that day and night, and also helps to educate other communities about key issues like underinsurance. The Marshall Fire destroyed more than 1,000 homes, and 92% of those homeowners were underinsured.
I think a big key takeaway is insurance. You've got to make sure that you've got enough insurance to cover the cost to rebuild. And then just being more fire aware, making existing homes and new homes as fire resistant as possible.
Although damage to the new downtown Superior was minimal, this video included in the report shows a new townhouse in downtown on fire, just feet from the still under construction Main Street.
It's going to be this pretty incredible space.
Today, Main Street looking much more hopeful than that ominous night.
It's been a long time in the making, and a lot of work and effort was put in to get us to this point, this beautiful setting.
In Superior,
This is the downtown that Superior has really never had.
Russell Haythorne, Denver 7.
We checked the rebuilding dashboards for Louisville, Superior, and unincorporated Boulder County, and the process is moving along, although slowly. In Louisville, there have been just 81 building permits issued. 550 properties were destroyed in Louisville. Superior has approved and issued 64 permits. 386 properties were destroyed there. And in unincorporated Boulder County, 18 rebuilding permits have been issued. There were 157 homes destroyed. A Weld County jury will resume deliberations on Monday in the 1984 murder case of 12-year-old Janelle Matthews. Matthews disappeared from her home almost 40 years ago. Her remains were found in 2019. 71-year-old Steve Pankey is charged in her death. He was indicted 2 years ago. His first trial ended in a mistrial last year. This is Littleton Public Schools substitute teacher who has been arrested in Arapahoe County on charges of sexual exploitation of a child. Deputies say 25-year-old Jose Tamayo uploaded suspected child pornography onto Snapchat. Deputies say he worked in Inglewood as a sub and paraprofessional during the 2020-2021 school year. Deputies say after working with the school districts, they have no reason to believe any victims are students of either district. Now to a violent attack on Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband inside their San Francisco home during the middle of the night. The suspect allegedly asking, "Where is Nancy?" once inside. Police say the suspect and Paul Pelosi were struggling over a hammer when officers arrived. Pelosi rushed to the hospital with what sources say were significant injuries. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on the suspect and the charges he faces as police work to uncover a motive.
Federal agents in San Francisco police swarming House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's home after her husband Paul Pelosi was violently assaulted in a break-in. The call coming in just before 2:30 a.m. local time for a priority well-being check.
Special call medic 66. This is code 3. No, it's 82.
Police say when they got there, both the suspect and 82-year-old Paul Pelosi were struggling over a hammer. Then the man pulled the hammer away and started hitting him with it.
Our officers immediately tackled the suspect, disarmed him, took him into custody, requested emergency backup, and rendered medical aid.
Police say that suspect is 42-year-old David DePapi. Sources telling ABC News he allegedly broke into the home by shattering a sliding glass door with a hammer. Police are still investigating a motive, but sources telling ABC News the break-in appears to be targeted and that the suspect was apparently looking for the House Speaker, shouting, "Where's Nancy?" before going after her husband.
Mr. DePapi will be booked at the San Francisco County Jail on the following charges: attempted homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, elder abuse, burglary, and several other additional felonies.
As for Paul Pelosi, Speaker Pelosi's spokesperson says he is receiving excellent medical care and expected to make a full recovery. Sources close say his injuries are significant. Back in Washington, support pouring in. The White House releasing a statement saying President Biden spoke with Speaker Pelosi Friday morning to express his support after the horrible attack. And Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell tweeting that he's horrified and disgusted by the attack, adding grateful to hear that Paul is on track to make a full recovery. The Institute for Strategic Dialogue publishing a briefing on the suspect saying that he may have been motivated by a number of untrue conspiracy beliefs related to COVID-19, the election, and the federal government. They add, though, that more information is needed. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Colorado lawmakers are reacting to the attack. Congressman Joe Neguse said in a tweet that he and his wife, Andrea, are wishing Paul Pelosi a speedy and full recovery. He goes on to say, "Our prayers are with Speaker Pelosi, Paul, and their entire family." Congressman Jason Crow posted a similar message on Twitter. He says that he's troubled by this attack and that too often we see hateful rhetoric lead to political violence. He goes on to say we should remember this as we learn more and navigate divisive times. Fall sports are in full swing at our local schools, but an 11-year-old boy in Denver Public Schools is stuck sitting on the sidelines. He wants to play volleyball, but at his school, only girls are allowed to play. Now his parents are working with a Title IX attorney to sue the district. Denver 7's Rob Harris talked with them outside the school today.
Gabby Cook and Jordan White met us outside Marie L. Greenwood Academy just before the end of the school day. They want to show their son and the community they're a united front.
He's about it, and we want to support him. I'm proud of him for making that decision.
Their son Lakai is a 6th grader. He just started school at Greenwood, and he had a goal from the beginning.
We watched Haiku, which is an anime about a boys volleyball team, and it's really about a character who he wants to play volleyball. He fell in love with that and was like, okay, if I have to play a sport, because you want your kids to play a sport, he was like, I'll do volleyball.
Cook and White said they had conversations at the beginning of the school year, and leaders at Greenwood were on board. But as the season started, they got a different message from the district.
He was like, yeah, they said I can't play. I said, why? Did they tell you why? I said, yeah, because I'm a boy.
I reached out to Denver Public Schools and was told they follow bylaws set by the Colorado High School Activities Association, CHASA for short. Even though Lakai is in middle school, CHASA policy says that while cisgender girls can play sports for boys, cisgender boys cannot play sports for girls. At Greenwood, that means flag football in the fall is open to boys and girls, but volleyball is girls only.
Doing all right? Yeah. That was cool.
You do want your kids to know right from wrong. And he's like, it's wrong. This ain't fair. Like, the girls can play football and I can't play volleyball. Why?
Cook and White have consulted an attorney and are filing a lawsuit against the district.
If you're pushing for equality, it's got to be the same across the board. That's what equality is, right?
We're going to take it as far as it needs to go. We just, even if we don't win him playing this season, it's still an opportunity for other people to play or for them to make this change because it needs to be done.
For Denver 7,
we're in it to win it.
I'm Rob Harris.
60s are in store for the weekend. In the 7-day, our next chance for snow.
A creative talent killed last year in a Denver shooting spree.
She was a good friend of mine, a fellow artist. I kind of seen Alicia as a leader in our community.
How her community is paying tribute nearly 1 year later.
Alicia had really wanted to be part of this project.